CEO that cheats on his wife will be fired because that is the ultimate betrayal. And you have to look at it this way. In the business world, we look at things in the lens of, if this person is willing to do this to his wife, someone who he fell in love with, someone who he presumably still loves and has kids, and gives them the ultimate betrayal, what do you think they're willing to do with the company? Is that someone you could trust? Because his wife placed the ultimate and the utmost trust in him. So what is he willing to do to your company? You see, about 15 years ago, I sold my first company to a private equity firm, and I joined that private equity firm as the head of mergers and acquisitions, and I joined as a partner. I had stake in that company as well, and I was looking for a replacement CEO to take over for me. So during that process, I found someone who was extremely well known in the industry. They were absolutely, I would say, overqualified and had way more experience in the industry than I did. We were going to hire him until I did my due diligence and I found out he cheated on his wife. Not only that, his wife also was dying of cancer or had cancer. Regardless, he cheated. So I called the CEO of the private equity firm that I was at and I told him, and I said, we can't hire this guy. And he said, 100% I agree. I trust whatever you think is best. You go ahead and do what you need to do. So we didn't hire him. We went into a different direction because in that private equity firm, I learned from them a very valuable lesson. And the lesson was, we have this no a-hole rule. I can't say the word because I told my wife I wouldn't curse on social media or curse at all. And sometimes what the private equity firm would do when we're looking to acquire a company, and I would do it myself, we would make sure that when we went out to lunch, we would mess up the orders. So the server would bring out the order, they'd mess something up. We wanted to see how people react because at the end of the day, in business, you never do business with a-holes. They cannot lead a company. Again, these people will become problems if they're willing to do that and give the ultimate and do the ultimate betrayal to their significant other, to their husband or wife. What do you think they're willing to do to you and your company? That's why he had to resign, and regardless, he was going to go. That stuff makes shareholders very, very, very nervous.